Hello and welcome to another Ray Styles Me video. I know you've been waiting for this one. I've lost count of how many we have done so far, but I will leave a link in the cards above to a playlist if you want to catch up if you're new here. For those of you who've been following along, strap in because I'm excited about this one. So it has been getting cold here in Melbourne. We're definitely in winter now, and I just don't quite feel ready to let go of some of my favorite summer items. So this month I have asked Ray to essentially winterize a bunch of my very summer clothes because I love them. I love these clothes and I'm not ready to relegate them to storage and to not see them for the next 6 months. I want to keep wearing them. And so I'm hoping Ray can help me out. And so the very first item that I have asked Ray to style is one of my favorite summer items. I wear it every summer and then I don't really get to it in winter, and I don't want that to happen this year. It's this skirt, this incredible, beautiful yellow skirt that I got secondhand. It's originally from a Melbourne-based indie brand called Variety Hour. And it's just beautiful. It's just this beautiful midi length yellow skirt. It's so flowy and it just screams summer to me. But it's funny because quite a few of my other skirts I almost wear more in winter, and I just don't know why I'm not wearing this one as much when it gets cool. I don't know if it's the color or the length or just the vibe. I feel like, come on, this screams summer, right? So I'm hoping that Ray can see past that and that she can give me some suggestions for actually getting some wear out of this in the cooler weather. So without further ado, let's take a look at what she suggested. Okay, here is our first outfit for the skirt, and I honestly never would have put this together. How many times can I say that in these videos? And this is definitely not a summer fit, but it's also not like a winter fit. I definitely kind of class this as a bit more of like a transitional kind of one. I think it's very fun though. We've got lots of colors going on and it's very casual. To me, this sort of feels like the kind of outfit that I could go for a walk in, maybe go for just like a local casual little bird stroll in, that sort of thing. And so I feel like this is doing two interesting things. Like, yes, it's kind of, I wouldn't go so far as to say winterizing this skirt, maybe like autumnizing, is that a word? Almost sounds like automating. But it's also definitely like casuing it down quite a bit, because this is the kind of skirt that can look quite nice if I want it to. I do want to try this on without this very lightweight, kind of very outdoorsy, although it's a fun color, jacket. I think it's a great option, and I do really like this color with the yellow. Like, I love that. In fact, I think almost doing it up I'd like that more. Let's try that first. Okay, yeah, I like this even more. Something about like the shape that it brings out, the kind of like volume at the bottom, it kind of highlights it more. And also I think I really like this color, this kind of like purpley blue with the yellow. Love that. I think I prefer this kind of color combination more than I do with this light green. Speaking of the light green, let's take this jacket off completely and see what we think. Okay, here we have, I need to have a good look. Okay, so I get what Ray was going for. I think she literally called these two tonal, and to me, like, I get that. Like, they're very similar in terms of like intensity. Maybe tonal's the word. I don't really know the words for like colors and saturations. Maybe is that what we're talking about? And so I think they work together. I just tend to prefer a bit more contrast, which is why I think I was liking the purpley blue of the jacket so much. The other thing I will say is that green and yellow is a little hard for me as an Australian to stomach, although this isn't reading to green and gold, truly, but I feel like it's kind of the equivalent for Americans of wearing like red, white and blue, you know, like it just feels very Americana, July the 4th, you know, those kind of vibes. That's kind of how green and gold feels for us Australians. It has a little bit more of like a sport connotation rather than like a nationalism connotation, because I mean, it's not the color of our flag. But anyway, let's not get into that. Other thing, I have so many thoughts. The other thing is that this is a jumper I have been very much considering getting rid of. It's been at the top of my list for a while and I love it. I love how it fits me. I think it's really pretty. I love the color. I love the fit. I just love everything about it, except how it wears. It's 100% merino. I got it from Savers last year, I think, and it just pills. It pills like you wouldn't believe. Like, I de-pilled this the last time I wore it, and I've only been wearing it around this morning before filming. And I don't know if you can see, but there's all this pilling here already. Pilling on the arms, and that will only get worse. Like, if I were to wear this for the rest of the day, that kind of pilling would just be everywhere. And because it's such a pretty light green, the pilling looks a lot darker, so it's just very prominent. And I am more than happy to spend some time de-pilling my jumpers every so often, but I feel like with this jumper I almost have to carry a de-pilling thingy around with me and do a touch up every half an hour. that's a little bit too much maintenance. So I know that's not really what this video is about, but I think it is time for me to just accept that this jumper needs to go. I would love to find essentially the equivalent that just doesn't pill so much. And I'm liking the direction we're heading in terms of making this skirt kind of appropriate across different seasons, but I don't think we've quite landed on the perfect option for me. So let's try Ray's second outfit. Okay, outfit number 2 weirdly feels very similar to the last outfit in some ways, but also an answer to the problems that I had. We're back with the green and gold, mate. We're back with the green and gold. I know it's not truly green and gold, but like I said, it's just kind of one of those things that you can't get out of your head. Although I do think I prefer this green if we're gonna do the green and gold, because at least it's a little bit more like, it's a bit deeper, a bit more earthy. So I feel like I get away with it a little bit more. The other thing we're doing in this outfit is we're deepening up some of the color palette. We've got this very deep navy. Sometimes it almost looks black, but it is navy. It's a short sleeve, kind of lightweight knit. So again, this is definitely like a transitional season kind of outfit. And also, again, it's pretty simple, but I really like this. I like this a lot. And I don't know that it's something I would have put together for myself, but it just feels like one of those kind of easy outfits that I could just wear, to put it very simply. I feel very comfortable, but I still feel myself, even though I wouldn't have thought of this on my own. I really like this actually. I kind of thought I was going to like the other one more. I did have a suspicion that the whole green and gold thing was going to throw me, but for whatever reason, it's working here. So I think I'm going to wear this today. I really like it. Thank you, Ray. And what a perfect day. It's cool, but not cold. So I think this is it's just going to be perfect. I'm going to be comfortable. I'm going to be cute. I'm happy. I'm excited to see what she does with our next item. Okay, next up we're going to try some pants. Now I haven't picked any like shorts. 1, because I don't really wear shorts. But 2, I didn't want to make this impossible. Like I want this to be realistic. Having said that, these pants, these are just glorious. Another secondhand purchase I originally got on Depop about a year ago. And for whatever reason, I have typecast these so hard. I basically only wear them for Christmas or in the lead up to Christmas. I think there's something about how dramatic and fun like the long wide leg flared kind of look is. It feels kind of festive, I guess. And I think these pants look incredible with a red top, kind of just really leaning into the color palette, you know? And so I wore this a lot in the lead up to Christmas. And then I think I even wore these on Christmas Day. And then I wore them a couple of times when it got really hot here, you know, through January to March, but have I worn them since? No, I haven't. They just feel so tied to summer. Not even spring or autumn, just summer for me. And I want to see if we can break out of that mold. And I feel like Ray is the person to help me get there. I'm just really curious to see what she does with these pants. So let's take a look at the outfits. Okay, I gotta give it to Ray. She's definitely made this like cool and even wet weather appropriate, which I just didn't really know these pants were capable of. So quite the feat, really. These pants are so fun. They do feel so summery to me. Like I literally only wear them. I mean, I've only had them for like 6 or 7 months, but I only really wore them kind of like December. They felt like Christmas pants to me. I kind of lent into the loudness. I was wearing red tops with them, stuff like that. Sometimes I might wear like a white cream top, but like that was definitely the direction I was heading with these pants. Hello, Ali. That's a great looking jumper you got on. I love it. Anyway, so these pants definitely like I have typecast them 100%, but I think they just fill that role so well that it's hard not to. How am I feeling about this iteration? I don't hate it. I don't know, like part of me likes this. I think there's like something really kind of fun. And I have to say that I went with the black boots because they were more outside of my comfort zone in terms of like the color palette, obviously. But I just kind of felt like if we were going to go raincoat, I would probably also go boots. I like this. I do. I'm struggling to kind of pinpoint why I feel a little funny in this as well at the same time, you know? I think maybe part of it is the fact that these pants are so long and swishy that, I don't know if you can tell, but they do end up on the ground a little bit sometimes, depending on how I'm walking. And so just from a very practical standpoint, it seems kind of comical to me that I would be wearing boots and a raincoat with these pants, because if I'm trying to keep dry on like a cold, wet, muddy day, these pants are just going to end up filthy. So it's just one of those things that like, I can't help but look at this outfit and see that. And so it seems a little silly to me, if that makes sense. That's definitely a fit thing. And like you could argue these pants are just a little bit too long for me and I should probably get them taken up. But there's something about the drama of them that I like so much. So I like this from just like a purely aesthetic thing. I think it works, although I can't help but see this as like a lady of leisure who's woken up and thrown on a raincoat. Like, I look like I'm in my PJs a little bit, maybe. I've just thrown on a raincoat and some boots to run outside real quick. That's the other thing I'm getting stuck on. I feel like these pants can sometimes lean pajama. So I don't know. I'm feeling a little conflicted about this. Like, I like the concept. I like the idea. I just don't know if it's working for me for winter. I'm warm though, and I'm comfortable. So I mean, it's ticking the most important boxes. And I mean, maybe I just need to get out of these pants way and like let them be so much more than I'm currently allowing them to be. Maybe this is just all in my head. I don't know. You tell me. I am, though, really excited to see what else Ray has in store for these pants, because I'm open. I want to remain open to wearing these pants more often than just in hot December in the lead up to Christmas. Okay, and here is Ray's second shot at these pants. Very different vibes. And immediately, I'm just so much more comfortable. I don't know necessarily physically, but emotionally, spiritually, I just feel a lot more me in this. And I don't know exactly what that is. I don't know. Because like practically this isn't that different, you know, like the jumper's a little bit thicker and a little bit looser, but it's kind of the same sort of thing. You know what I mean? A jumper with a relatively long coat. Like, we didn't switch it up that much, and yet I feel so different. Isn't that wild that clothes can do that? I don't know what it is. There's just something about this that feels a whole lot more me, that I feel a lot more comfortable in. The other thing I have to say, though, is that this trench coat, I want to take it off immediately, because when I was getting dressed, obviously I get dressed and I'm getting dressed and the jacket's the last thing I put on. I was in love with this. I was so in love. I need to take it off. I just need to show you right now. See? I don't know. I'm not saying the jacket killed it for me, or the trench coat, whatever the fuck you call it. The trench coat. I'm not saying it killed the outfit for me. I still liked it. And I think it's still a good choice if I need a jacket today. You know what I mean? But when I looked in the mirror, I wasn't like, oh my God, yes. Whereas when I look in the mirror with this, I'm like, oh my God, yes. I couldn't really tell you why. I just think this looks so much more cool and casual and just like chill than with the jacket. And maybe, you know what? I'm wondering, this is definitely an in the moment thought, so let's just follow the train and see where it goes. I'm wondering if the long coat with these pants, these pajama-esque pants, I'm wondering if my mind just kind of sees like a robe rather than like a raincoat or a trench coat. I'm wondering if maybe I don't like that with these pants. I don't know. But then equally this, like this jumper, I sometimes wear. This is kind of more like a loungewear jumper. This almost looks like it could be pajamas, but I've got, you know, my rolly derbies and then a nice structured bag and a cute hat. Like, I don't know. I just love this. I just love it. And I don't think I love it with the jacket. I think this is so fun and cute, and I would never have come up with it on my own. Truly, I wouldn't have. I know sometimes these outfits, you know, there's only 5 things on my body right now. Like, some people are like, what do you mean? It's not that deep. It's not that complicated. And that's true, but there's 200 things in my wardrobe. And there's like 10, 20 tops I would have thought to put with these pants before I went to this. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. It just is. And yet, when Ray makes a suggestion that's still so me, that like the second I put it on, I love it. I feel good. And yet I never would have thought of it. Those are my favorite moments. Those are my favorite moments in these videos. I truly love this. Not only am I going to wear this today, like I'm adding this to the rotation for the cooler parts of, well, late autumn, early winter. Apparently we're on track for the warmest winter like ever in Melbourne or something. So terrifying, but that means that maybe I won't need my coat. So I guess you win some, you lose some. You don't have to wear the jacket, but the world's ending. Anyway, I'm so happy. I'm going to stop waxing lyrical. I'll see you with the next item. How exciting. So much fun. Next up, we have another one of my most worn items, particularly in this past summer season. Even in spring, I wore it quite a lot, but as we moved into autumn, I was wearing it less and less, and now I just haven't worn it for quite a while. It is this dress. This is also from Variety Hour, also purchased secondhand. Isn't it just so beautiful? And I think like the white and the blue together, like obviously it just screams summer. It screams like beach, to be honest with you. Not that I've been going to the beach or anything, but it's just so summer. And it's just the perfect dress. Like the length of it is not too long, so I still get like plenty of cool breezes. It's short sleeved and it's kind of like not too oversized that there's like lots of heat getting trapped underneath, but it's still not clinging to me or anything. Like it's just literally the perfect summer dress. Like it can't be beat. And I'm just wondering, I'm truly wondering, because I don't know if it's possible, but can this dress be winter appropriate? I don't know. I mean, obviously I can throw on some stockings, but like bare arms, and I'm just so curious to see what Ray does with this, truly. In fact, I think this might be the hardest one for me to mentally kind of accept as a potential item for me to wear in winter. So Ray's got her work cut out for her. Let's have a look at the outfits that she's made for me. Okay, here is option number 1 for this gorgeous summer dress to try and get a little bit more wear out of it in the cooler seasons. So Ray has given us some boots and a light canvas jacket to combat the cold. I don't know that I would call this like winter or even autumn appropriate though. This is a short sleeve dress and it's a very lightweight dress. I think it's amazing. I love this dress and I love it on me, which is why I wear it so much in the summer. But a lightweight canvas jacket feels like something I would throw on, I don't know, on a cool summer evening or maybe a spring evening. I mean, the boots definitely add a little something extra, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not sure if it's adding anything that I like. But let me have a look. Let me have a look before I make any definitive statements. I guess how I feel is that there's not any like huge crime here to hate this outfit. But I also don't know that there's anything here for me to like, apart from the fact that I like these individual items. I sort of feel like I'm a prepper or a hunter. Like I've got my little bits and pieces, like all of these feel like the shoes, the jacket and the bag feel like they could be in that world. And then I'm wearing a pretty dress. Like it just feels a little disconnected for me and not in like a cool juxtaposition-y way. And maybe that's what Ray's going for. It's just not like hitting for me personally. It's fine. Like I said, I don't find this egregious. You know, if like I happen to only have these options to wear for a day, I wouldn't be like miserable. I'm comfortable. I just also wouldn't want to take a photo for Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't feel any kind of way about it. And to top it off, I don't know that this would keep me warm enough now that we're kind of moving into winter. In Ray's defense, and I've said this a few times now, we have had like a ridiculously warm autumn. So maybe Ray was checking the temperatures and she figured that this would be appropriate. And to be perfectly honest with you, a few weeks ago, it probably would have been. But now it's like actually starting to get a little cool. Not as cold as it should be this time of year, but it is getting a bit cool, you know? And so I would definitely want like long sleeves or like something a little bit more to keep me warm. Obviously I could add tights, but even then I think this wouldn't quite work for me. So obviously this is a bit of a miss for me. So let's not linger. Let's have a look at Ray's second option for this dress. Outfit number 2. I honestly didn't think that this outfit was going to work, to be perfectly honest with you. Primarily because the jumper that Ray selected as like this top here today is pretty fitted. And so I wasn't too sure how that would like go with the fit of the dress underneath it and everything. But I think it works. I think it works. And I love the colours together. And I actually really like the trench coat with this. I think the trench coat just does need like a certain kind of colour palette. And I'm wondering if too, like the length of the dress, I don't know, sometimes I think we've been wearing this trench coat with some really like long wide leg pants as well. I'm not sure if that, I don't know. I'm still figuring stuff out with this trench coat, okay? Practical. I'm just trying to figure out how I like it in terms of the look. I like this in terms of the look, the trench coat with the dress, which is good to know. It's good to know. And I do really like the look of this. Like it looks really nice. It looks really pretty. It looks really like put together, but I'm still physically comfortable. And this is a little bit more weather appropriate, I'd say, than the previous one because we've got an extra layer here. I've got long sleeves. And even though I do actually like the trench coat with this outfit, I do want to take it off just so we can have a little bit of a look at the outfit underneath. Okay, so here we go. As I said, like this is definitely a more fitted kind of layer, but I think it works. And I wasn't entirely convinced it was going to. So that's certainly a plus. One thing I always find tricky with these sort of things is like the collar. How do you manage the collar? Because like I can't have it so that you can't see the dress underneath at all. Like it sort of just pokes through because of the shapes of both of the collars. But I also can't make it so that it's like a nice, like even kind of look. So it just, I don't know. I always find that a little bit weird and tricky to make it look intentional and not just messy. Or does that not matter? Am I just overthinking? I'm probably just overthinking it. The reason that I wanted to take the coat off and just have a look at this is I think it looks really nice. It feels very twee. It's just giving me flashbacks to like 2010, 2011, when we were all wearing those kind of like 1950s inspired dresses with those tight little cardigans. Maybe not all of us, but a lot of us were. And that was certainly a look. It was certainly cute. I'm not sure I'm ready to go back just yet though, because obviously inherent in that look, in that particular kind of aesthetic, the way that a lot of us were doing it, is it's very feminine. This is a very feminine kind of look. I mean, obviously I've got some sneakers, which is helping cash it down a little, but like the shape and the look, the silhouette, like everything about this is just very pretty. Even this jumper, you know, it's got like the scalloped edges on the sleeves and around the collar. Like everything about it is very pretty and feminine and cute. And obviously I like these pieces. I don't mind a little bit of pretty and feminine and cute. I just don't always feel my best when I lean into that too much. And I feel like here we're leaning into it quite a lot. And I think on somebody else, I would think this is a really cute outfit. For me, it feels like we're leaning a little bit too much in a direction that I don't feel my best in at the moment. I'm wondering if maybe we switched out the jumper for a bit more of like an oversized one. Would I feel a bit better then? Should we try it? Let's try it just quickly. Okay, so I have this kind of like much more oversized purple jumper, and immediately I just like this so much more. Now I know that some of you will prefer the other one, maybe just because it's more your aesthetic, but some of you will be preferring the other one because it's more flattering. I get it. My body's banging. I've got a great shape and like sometimes I like to kind of accentuate that, but a lot of the time I don't. I think my body's so curvy and like so busty and all of that sort of stuff at any size, whatever size I am, that sometimes it just feels a little bit too much to be accentuating it. Like, it's not that I'm trying to hide my body, it's just that you can see that I'm curvy and that I have shape even when I'm wearing oversized stuff. So to kind of like emphasize it doesn't feel good to me. Again, not because I'm ashamed of my body, not because I'm trying to hide my body. I don't know, it feels kind of like tied to like a expression thing. I'm going to be careful how I speak here because I'm not an authority and my thoughts aren't fully formed and whatever. But like, I think each of us performs and expresses gender. You know, like, it's not just trans people who that is a consideration for, and non-binary people and queer people. All of us are doing that every day. And for me, expressing femininity and my gender in that very feminized kind of way doesn't feel the best. It feels uncomfortable. It feels like I'm performing. It feels like I'm wearing a costume. In terms of my clothing, I usually prefer to be somewhere in the kind of like androgynous area. I think partly because I have a very like feminized body. I have a body that looks very feminine when people look at it, but also because it's just how I feel better. Like, this is just how I feel more me, how I feel more comfortable, both literally physically, but also like emotionally and spiritually. Anyway, sorry, Ray. This doesn't really have all that much to do with the outfit. The outfit was great. But if I am trying to be expressive and comfortable as the person that I am, I much prefer this. It's just a little bit more up my alley. And I like it. I like it a lot, and I can absolutely see myself wearing this. So it took us a little bit of a detour to get there, and we had a little bit of a philosophical rant along the way, but I'm really happy with where we ended up. Okay, but that's it. I'm really happy with this one. Now let's check out what Ray has in store for us for our final item, moving into winter. And then I had to do it. I had to go with my most worn pants over this last summer period. It is these ones. These were also purchased secondhand, although originally from the brand Elk. And I just love them. I just love them so much. They're this 100% linen. The color is just so glorious. They're so lightweight and breathable. They've got such a lovely kind of drape and flow to them. Just incredible. And so obviously they've been my most worn summer pant because they're just perfect. You just cannot beat them when it's hot. Now they are full length pants, so maybe Ray can make this work. I'm just, them being 100% linen, them being so flowy, even this color, like, I don't know, just mentally I'm finding it hard to picture them and then make them work in a cooler environment. But the fact is, I don't have anything else in my wardrobe in this exact color, and it's one of my favorites. So the stakes are high. I need Ray to help me with this, and I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling optimistic that she can. So let's take a look at the outfits. And here we are with Ray's first pick for these glorious pants. You cannot tell me that these aren't the coolest pants that you've seen. I just love the shape of them. And I think more than that, I love the color of them. I don't know if you can tell. I hope you can. That they're made with like this two-tone thread sort of situation, or maybe two different threads. And so they have this like iridescent quality to them, just slightly. They're just incredible. They're literally just incredible. I love them so much. But as I mentioned, they are 100% linen. They're obviously very lightweight, very flowy. They're just not giving winter, So I was really curious to see what Ray did with them. And it's interesting to me that in some ways she's kind of gone with a very similar palette for both of our outfits, with the strong kind of pink. Obviously here she's like deepened it up with the accessories. We've got my kind of darker purple jacket, my kind of deep denim blue bag, and these Doc Martens that I should have gotten rid of already, but are still hanging around and are still in my index apparently. All definitely bringing a depth to this, which is an interesting choice considering that both the pants and in a lot of ways too the top are very bright. Deepening it up. I suppose a lot of people do think of winter with deeper, darker tones. Anyway, how am I feeling? I'm going to be honest with you and say that this is one of those outfits where I just don't really have a strong opinion. Like, I think it's wearable. I could absolutely wear this today. Do I want to? Not really. It's totally fine. I just feel kind of neutrally about it. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. I can't quite place it. I'm not sure if it's the shoes or if it's the look overall. As we often do, I would like to try this on without the jacket because I think that's important. Obviously, a jacket is part of an outfit, but I mean, if you're going around to different places, you're not only going to be wearing the jacket. Sometimes you're going to be taking it off. And I like for my outfit to work both ways. So let's try that. Okay, without the jacket. This is what we're working with. How are we feeling about this? I don't know. I like the idea of this top with these pants. You know, like a mesh kind of a little bit more fitted kind of top with the flowy linen pants. I think the colors work really well together. I'm not sure why this just isn't hitting for me. Maybe it's the accessories. And to be clear, as I always try to be, I think Ray's incredible and like I can see this outfit being incredible for somebody else. It's just not working for me. And I'm trying to figure out why that is. I keep coming back to a word in my head, and that is that it lacks playfulness. And I know for some people, like the color alone will be playful enough. But I think with the kind of rigid dark shoes, with the rigid dark bag, like I like especially this bag on its own with other things. But all together, it just feels a little stuffy to me. Maybe I just hopped out of bed on the wrong side this morning. I'm not sure. Again, I don't hate this outfit. If I had to wear this today, I wouldn't be miserable. I just wouldn't be excited about it. But at least for now, this one honestly is a pass for me. And not because it's horrible, but just because it doesn't sing. It's not singing to me. Look at me becoming a harsh critic all of a sudden. Let's try the next outfit. I have higher hopes for that one. Okay, option number 2 for these pants, and I immediately feel better in this. Can we start with the fact that Ray has styled one of my backpacks? This backpack has been with me for, it must be like 6 or 7 years, and I have worn it literally hundreds of times. This is my most worn, most used item maybe ever. This is the backpack that I just take everywhere, pretty much. Like, obviously I have my crossbody bags for other times when I don't want to carry a backpack, but if I'm going out for a day, if I'm going to work, whatever, I'm probably taking this backpack. It's just an absolute staple, and I don't think Ray's really styled it in all of the months we've worked together, so I think it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to see it here, and I just love it. It is getting kind of ratty, like it's got some stains on it and stuff, but the bag itself, like structurally, is still perfect. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to have this for many, many, many years to come, and that makes me happy. Now let's take a look at the outfit. Like I said, immediately I just feel so much more comfortable. This is a whole lot more casual, and maybe I was just trying to think a little bit more about the previous outfit. I'm wondering if it was just kind of like in between formality levels for me in a way that felt a little bit odd. Obviously, formality levels are very subjective. They're also very like cultural, context kind of based. So for some people that last outfit will be totally casual. For some people it'll be really dressed up. For me it was kind of in that weird in between where it didn't feel casual enough just to wear on like a day when I'm just like hanging out, doing errands, but it also didn't feel nice enough to be like a nice outfit that I want to dress up in. So maybe that's one of the things that I was sort of getting stuck on. This is squarely fits in the casual, everyday kind of wear for me. Would I wear it to a fancy dinner? No. Would I wear it to work? Would I wear it to hang out for a day? Would I wear it to go for a walk? Yes, 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 and yes. Again though, while we're chatting, I feel like we should take off the jacket because I like the jacket with this, but I have a feeling I'm going to like it even more without. Yeah, I was right. I like this even more now. I think that jacket is just so light that sometimes it can almost veer too light for outfits with other light items. I'm not sure. But oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be wearing this again. I still have to fix the tiny little pull in it, and we will be doing that soon. Anyway, that's for another video. I really love this. I love the color palette. I love the silhouette, the fit. And I know for certain that I have worn basically this exact outfit with different pants before. So maybe I would have got to this outfit on my own at some point, but it definitely wasn't on my mind as a kind of combination to put together. So I love that Ray has kind of found a tried and true combo for me, but just thrown in an item that I probably otherwise wouldn't get much wear out of this time of year. Now, I'm not an expert on fiber, so I don't know if people wear linen during winter, especially like light, flowy linen pants like this, but at least for like the fresh days as opposed to like the truly cold days, this is absolutely something I can wear. I knew it. I knew that even though we had a little bit of a miss for me personally with the last one, I knew Ray was going to bring it home. We trust in Ray here, always. Another month styled by Ray, and I feel like we had a good time and we learnt a lot. I probably shouldn't speak for you. I learnt a lot. I'm really glad we did this concept for a video of trying to winterize my more summer kind of items. And I suppose I want to clarify that it's not that I think that I have to or that I should be wearing all of my summer items just as much in winter. Like, I didn't include t-shirts in this for a very good reason. I don't want to be wearing t-shirts in winter, you know? It's more that when I reflect on my summer outfits and the clothes that I enjoyed wearing, these were some of the clothes that I enjoyed wearing the most. And I would just be sad not to wear them at all for the next 6 months or so. And I think more than that, this exercise is really useful in just getting you to kind of like bust open your boxes a little bit, get out of your own way and stop pigeonholing items quite as much as I think sometimes we do, and intentionally trying to see the versatility in our wardrobes and our individual items. Because yes, there are absolutely items that are designed for particular environments, particular climates, and we need those often to survive. But I feel like for a lot of us, there is also that middle ground in our wardrobe that could be more versatile if we allowed it to be. Again, not necessarily the kind of item that you can just wear every single day, but I'm sure we could all be getting a little bit more wear out of a lot of our items if we tried. And that's kind of what I was hoping to achieve here, and I feel like we did. I feel like I can see myself wearing these pants a little bit throughout winter, or at least on those fresh days, like I said. I can see myself trying to get a bit more wear out of this yellow skirt in the same way that I wear a lot of my other skirts in winter. Turns out you are allowed to wear yellow in winter. Who knew? I do feel like a lot of the outfits that we tried on this month would be more in the transitional category for me than truly deep winter. But even so, that is still an expansion on how I was thinking about these items. So I'll take it. As for the hits and misses this month, I would love to hear how you felt about these in the comments below. I sort of feel like essentially for each item, there was one outfit that worked really well for me and the other that maybe gave me some food for thought, but I wouldn't want to wear as is. Obviously for the yellow skirt, it was this one. I loved this and I have worn this with a few different adjustments as well, but as a base, it's great. And even as is, I can absolutely see myself wearing this going forward. Again, definitely much more of a transitional kind of situation, given the fact that there's short sleeves under that cardigan, but still definitely pushing those boundaries in a way that I haven't before with this skirt. This one with the pink pants, I don't know what it was about this. I just loved it. And it was so unexpected for me because when it first came through as an outfit on the app, I was like so not taken by it. And then when I put it on, especially once I took the jacket off, so maybe that adjustment, but without the jacket, I just loved this. For the dress, obviously it was this outfit with a slight adjustment. Obviously that had more to do with the fit than anything. So I'm going to give this one to Ray because I genuinely loved that outfit once we made that change. And I just don't see myself putting this together because I had so pigeonholed this dress as a summer dress that I wouldn't have thought to throw on a jumper over top, you know? I know that sounds so simple and so silly, but that's kind of the beauty of this whole service for me a lot of the time. And then for the green pants, obviously it's this outfit, the one that I'm wearing now. But overall, I just had so much fun. And I think this is such a good exercise to do with your closet, especially in those transitional seasons, especially if you're anything like me. With the transitional seasons is often when I feel this compulsion to shop. Whether secondhand or whether new, I just feel like this, I don't know, this apprehension about the upcoming season. It's like I've gotten so comfortable and used to dressing for the previous season, and the idea of having to transition, I get nervous. I get nervous that my clothes aren't going to fit me, or that I'm just not going to feel good, or whatever. It's like I've forgotten how to dress for the upcoming season in this weird way. I just don't enjoy the transition, and I don't enjoy the transitional seasons. I much prefer when it's, you wake up, it's either hot or it's cold. I don't like the messy bits in between. I find them really difficult, and so I think that is often why I feel this need to shop. Obviously, I've been on my very restricted low buy, so I haven't been shopping so much this season, which is one of the first transitional seasons I have been in where I haven't been shopping. That is obviously something I'm cultivating for a larger change in my life, and I'm happy to be doing it. But I do think having this service, working with Ray and doing an exercise like this is also helping me to kind of navigate all of those icky, uncomfortable feelings I have about the changing seasons that in previous years I have tried to solve by buying new things. So all in all, a great exercise and one I'm so happy we did, and I think we had a lot of success with too. As always, cannot wait to hear your thoughts in the comments below. A big thank you to my wonderful patrons over on Patreon, and especially big thank you to Livia, Belinda, Haley, and everyone over there for supporting me. But that's it for this month. I'll see you again next week with something entirely different. Until then, so much love. Bye!